Hey everybody, it's Brian. This is in case you missed Snapshot on January 17th. We've been talking about identity all month, how God made us, and it's only from Him that we have our identity. And to go even further than that, Jesus knows each of us better than we know ourselves. Let's see what I'm talking about here. In Proverbs 21:2 it says, "We can justify our every deed, but God examines our hearts." Have you ever done that before? Have you ever rationalized something or made sense of it or made excuses to do something that maybe you didn't even want to do, but you kind of talked yourself into it, and you say, well, it's really okay, and you know it's not okay. Well, God can see into our hearts, and He knows that we know that it's not okay. He can see beyond the things that we think. He knows our hearts better than we do. It's easy for us to fake ourselves out and rationalize things, but God sees to the heart of the issue. We might think we're doing something right because we've thought it over so much in our head that we've made ourselves able to do it, but God knows our real motivations because He can see our heart. A story about this is in John chapter 13. They're having dinner, and Peter, one of the disciples, asks, "Lord, where are you going?" And Jesus replied, "You can't go with me now, but you will follow me later." And Peter said, "But why can't I go with you now? I am ready to die for you." And then Jesus answered him, "Die for me? I tell you the truth, Peter, before the rooster crows tomorrow morning, you will deny three times that you even know me." This was during the Last Supper. This is the last time Jesus had a meal with His disciples. And He told all of them that He was going to be taken away and killed. And Peter was like, "No, I'm not going to let that happen." And Peter actually, when the soldiers came to arrest Jesus, Peter actually stole one of their swords and cut off one of the soldiers' ears. And Jesus told him to stop. So Peter was doing what he said. He said, "I'm willing to die for you, Jesus." And he went and he tried to do it. But after Jesus told him, "No, that's not the way," Peter was walking around, and there were a bunch of people who were upset at Jesus, and obviously they killed Him right afterwards. They crucified Him, and Peter was afraid for his life. So he denied Jesus 3 times before the morning came over that night, because people were like, "Weren't you with Jesus?" And he denied it because he was in fear for his life. So here's Peter talking to Jesus saying, "I will do anything for you. I will give up my life for you." And Jesus looked at his heart, because Jesus is God in human flesh, and said, "No, I can see your heart. That's not what's going to happen with you." We've all seen it happen in our own lives or with other friends, that we put on airs, or we make ourselves to be something that we're not. Like you've probably met some people who act really tough around people, but most of us know that's just a show to keep people away from them because they don't want to be hurt. And God can get to the heart of that, and He can show you what your real identity is, because He knows you better than you know yourself sometimes. All right, there's some other stuff going on. There's a concert on February 4th. We'll probably leave here 5 or 5:30, something like that, and we'll get back by 11:15, 11:30. So February 4th, it's in Cincinnati. Just check out the other stuff on the website about it. Let me know if you want to go. I'll have a sign-up sheet outside my office. And then on February 12th and 13th, we'll be joining with a bunch of churches in Monroe. And we'll go down to the Church of God in Monroe, and we'll spend the night starting at 6 o'clock, I think. We'll be there at their church, and we'll have a worship service, and we'll just have some fun playing some games Friday night, and then we'll go to bed. And then on Saturday, we'll get up and we'll do service projects to help the poor and the hungry. And we'll also give any of our own personal money that we want to go to help World Vision, which is a wonderful organization that helps people get fed. It gets food to some of the neediest places in the world. And then we'll come back to our church, and Shalom, the homeless people right here in Middletown, are staying in our church, and we are signed up to help with the supper that night. So Our first meal after Friday afternoon will be that night after we serve the food to the Shalom people. And I know a lot of you are busy, but I encourage you to be part of this in any way that you possibly can. Fasting is a really hard thing, and if you want to talk to me more about it, if you have some questions, please let me know. And even if you don't fast, we'd still love you to come and help out with this stuff because it's super important, and we can do something to help people right now that are hungry. Thank you. God bless. Have a good day.